What is infrastructure protection?
Infrastructure protection is extended coverage policies for your clients' servers and networking equipment.
Why is infrastructure protection critical for your clients?
Ultimately, it allows you to provide the level of support that they expect from you. So you think about an asset not being covered under an extended policy, your ability to impact the resolution time on that is really hampered. And so having an infrastructure protection policy on a piece of hardware just ensures that you set expectations about when that asset can and will be repaired for your client. Your job as a MSP is to really help your client mitigate risk and set those expectations up front. I think when we were running our MSP, one of the things that we were really kind of held to account on was the service levels that we provided. And having infrastructure protection on all the assets was the only way that we could really adhere to that.
So when is the right time to start talking to your clients about infrastructure protection?
Right away. So in the initial conversations that you have when you're first presenting your MSA is a really good opportunity to set that expectation. But anytime you have through a QBR or an opportunity to talk to your client about managing and mitigating their risk is a really great time to have that conversation.
What's your approach to talking to clients about infrastructure protection?
My approach to talking to clients about infrastructure protection was really at the time that they were signing an MSA. So a great opportunity, you're brand new into the relationship with that client, set the expectations right up front so that you and the client know what you're getting yourself into in terms of your relationship and how you want to mitigate those risks together. As an MSP, it's like your job to work with your client to help them mitigate the risk. So ultimately, having items around the requirement for infrastructure protection in your MSA sets that expectation up front and make sure that those assets that are critical to your client's business are protected.
What is a risk acknowledgement form and how do you use it to emphasize the importance of infrastructure protection in your overall service?
Yeah, so what we used a risk acknowledgement form for was clients get busy and when they're trying to make IT decisions, they're trying to mitigate risk, but they don't always understand exactly what the risk level is. And so we used it to really enforce the importance of having a current and valid protection policy on critical infrastructure. A client typically would push back on an infrastructure protection policy when they didn't really understand the value of it or they didn't understand the risk level that they were exposing themselves to. So what the form did was really have them acknowledge the level of risk that they were actually accepting. What I've found is that most clients won't accept that risk when presented with that form. And typically an infrastructure protection policy isn't a huge expense and they'll see the value of it when you present it through that process.